Hello and welcome to another tutorial by BrainGym. In this video, you are going to learn how to multiply and divide fractions. If you want to avoid missing out on more free tutorials like this one, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. And as always, feel free to put your questions and comments in the comment section below. Without further ado, let's get into today's video. So let's start off with multiplying fractions. So there's two steps. So you've got to multiply the numerator and then multiply the denominator. So the numerator is the top portion of the fraction, where the denominator is the bottom portion of the fraction. So let's go through the first example. Okay, so let's perform step one. So we've got to multiply the numerator. So the numerator in these cases is 3 for the first fraction, which is the top portion, and 6 for the second fraction. So you go 3 times 6, which equals 18, divided by 4 times 8, which is 32. So this fraction can also be simplified slightly if you divide the top and bottom by 2. So with fractions, whatever you do to the top, you've got to do the same to the bottom. So let's go 9 divided by 16. So we divide them both by 2. So that's that example. So moving on, let's go for the next example. Okay, so 3 divided by 6 times 2. So in this case, step 1 is multiply the numerator. So 3 times 2, 6, divided by 6 times 7, which is 42. So this can also be simplified. So we've got to think of something we can divide the top by and the bottom by, and this is 6. So if you divide 6 by 6, you get 1, and if we divide 42 by 6, you get 7. So that's that. So let's move on to the last example. Okay, so this example is slightly different because you're just timesing a fraction by just a number. So we can rewrite this to express it in the similar form we had before. So basically, the number 3 can be written as 3 divided by 1, which is the same thing as 3. So now we have it in this form, we can just apply the same steps as we've been doing before. So 5 times 3 is 15. 8 times 1 is 8. And that's that. So now let's move on to division. So the steps for division of fractions is to change the divide sign to a multiplication and to flip the fraction on the right hand side. Let's go through the first example. Okay, so step 1 is we need to change the division sign to a multiplication. So we'll rewrite this out. Let's change it to a multiplication. The next step is to flip the fraction on the right hand side. So this is the 7 divided by 12 fraction. So to flip it, we want to put the 12 on the top and put the 7 on the bottom. So now, this is just like the multiplication examples we were doing before. You just times across to get the answer. So let's do this. So you get 5 times 12 is 60, divided by 3 times 7, which is 21. So this can be simplified slightly to 20 divided by 7 by dividing the top and bottom by 3. Okay, let's move on to the second example. Okay, so let's start off by rewriting it, changing the division sign to multiplication, and flipping the fraction on the right hand side. So then the next step, all we've got to do is just multiply it. So 4 times 5 is 20, and 7 times 2 is 14. Okay. This can also be simplified to 10, 7. Alright, let's go through the last example. Okay, so now we're dividing a fraction by a number. So it's the same process. We'll change the sign and then we'll flip the other one. So basically you got to imagine this to be 3 divided by 1. So if we were to flip it, it's going to be 1 divided by 3. And now with this one, we've just got to times across. 1 times 1 is 1. And just do 8 times 3, which is 24. So that's that. Alright, so be sure to leave your comments and questions in the comment section below if you like this video. And don't forget to leave a thumbs up and hit subscribe to avoid missing out on more free content from us. See you next time.